East came out with a win, 34-27, and this should be a good matchup tonight.
Yeah, Dave, they played a very close game. East came out in that game September 24th. They scored right away. First possession of the game, they scored a touchdown and seemed like they were going to command. And then William Engel hit for Sycamore. Great, talented quarterback. Ran the ball 28 times, threw the ball nicely, and he easily drove Sycamore up and down the field. East took advantage of a miscue on a punt snap by Sycamore to score right at the end of the first half. And that was the difference in the game. Close game, and I expect the same from these teams tonight.
Speaking of Engel there, he is leading the GMC in passing and has just been lighting it up of late. And same way with his rushing yards, too, is way up there for the GMC. I think he might be first or second, too, on that.
Yeah, he's first place in the GMC with just over 1,500 yards, and that's with missing a couple games. He was out 2 games early in the season, didn't play. Don't think he was injured, but he did sit those games. Sycamore as well, leading the GMC in yards per game, 391 yards per game, as opposed to East about 320. So there's going to be the ball moving up and down the field. It's a little sloppy tonight. The weather's cold. It rained earlier. The ball's going to be slippery. It may rain again a little bit. So it's going to be ball control and take care of the ball. Don't turn it over today.
Yeah, we see the Sycamore Aviators coming out of the locker room going to the visitor side. And as you said, those circling clouds are out there. Saw the radar. It's just kind of hovering and circling over here in northern Cincinnati. In the Westchester Liberty Township area. So, very light mist now, but I think we're going to see some stuff come back in. But, back to that game a few weeks ago, that 34-27 win, a lot of offense going back and forth, and we'll see what the Hawks are going to do. TJ Kathman, a little banged up, played last week against West, but very limited. So we'll see what he has. And then, of course, the big gun for the Thunderhawks, Charlie Kinrich, played only defense against the West and was not running in the backfield, and that hurts the Hawks when he's not back there running the ball.
Yeah, that was an interesting matchup, Dave, last week with East and West. Neighborhood rivalry, close game, 1 minute left in the first half, and West was up 3-0. Scored a touchdown and then another touchdown just before halftime in that final minute to go ahead. And East didn't have it in the second half. West commanded that. Sycamore has scored 40 points in their three of their last 4 games. So they can put some points on the board.
Absolutely. East coming off 2 losses and Sycamore coming off of 2 wins, as we see the Thunderhawks coming out of the locker room. Got the flags. We got the flags up here in the booth, too, that we are prominently displaying every broadcast, too. And so the boys are coming out here on a chilly Friday night, Halloween night too. As you can see the band out there in costumes as the guys come out into the end zone to get ready to come out on the field. And same way in the students section, I see a lot of costumes down there as we see here the students. Small section tonight, but I think that's going to grow here as we get closer to kickoff as the Thunderhawks get ready to come out. And here they come. If they're hopefully full complement of players, because they're going to need it here in the playoffs, right? One and done. You don't win here tonight, you go home.
Yeah, this is a 5-12 matchup, Dave, and I know when I fill out my March Madness basketball brackets, that's a game that always busts my bracket. Yeah. 5s don't always beat 12s. Sycamore is 5-5. East 7-3, I believe, coming into this. So we got a good game ahead of us here.
Absolutely good game. Like we were saying, those 2 losses were Fairfield. Highly contested, tough-fought game in that West game. That was the tale of 2 halves. And then, though Sycamore coming in here on a win streak, they've had it kind of easy coming at the end here. Had Hamilton, Oak Hills, and they handled them pretty easily. So both teams with a challenge, like you said. The Hawks got home field advantage, and though there's not that many crowd in the stands yet and folks in that student section, but it definitely outnumbers the Sycamore Aviators on the other side. And so, this is the field you play on every day, you practice on, so should be advantage there to the Hawks, and we'll see what they do. Looks like the toss was already done, and I think the Hawks are going to be kicking off here to start the half, as I thought I saw Hoffman going out there for the kicking duties. So as we said, the band's in the house. The students are here. Halloween costumes. Recognize our color guard from post 7696 that posted the colors for us just before we came on air here. So here it is, one more Friday Night Lights playoff football. Doesn't get much better than this because you and I are dry right now.
Chill in the air, warm in the press box, and we're ready to call the game here. East is about to kick off. Cairo forward, back to receive for Sycamore. Explosive running back, receiver for Sycamore for the Aviators. Aviators, when they come out on offense, will have Engel in the backfield, and he takes the brunt of the offensive carries for the Aviators.
Yeah, we just got a good shot there of number 1 Ford sitting back there around this 5-yard line waiting for this kickoff. Not too for sure what the delay is here as everybody's out on the field for Sycamore. The East kids are out there. Now the referee breaks the huddle, and I think we're about ready to get things underway here.
Definite chill in the air. You could see the flag blowing a little bit. East is going to be kicking into the wind. Of course, it stopped right there, but East will be kicking into the wind here. Trevor Hoffman set to kick.
So I'm guessing that with this weather, we're going to have lots of viewers online. So we want to thank those viewers that are there. I know the numbers were way up last weekend.
850 live viewers for the East-West game.
Weather was not friendly there, and I was one of those staying home watching the game. So there's Hoffman's kickoff down to the 15-yard line. The Aviators got it, and Ford's going to break one up through the middle. He's already broken one tackle at the 35, the 40, the 50-yard line. He's going down the right-hand side before the Hawks can catch up with him. But he takes that over midfield, and they're going to start in really good field position here, Ken, right about the 45-yard line.
Sycamore starting in East territory on their first possession. What a dynamic run back. And really good blocking up front. East just didn't have a chance to get to him. We're going to watch this again. See Ford break through. He breaks one tackle of Rosario there and then gets away from Poppy, who couldn't quite bring him down. Finally chased down by
number 7, Green. Ran him out of bounds, and it was not a deep kick, only about to the 15-yard line, but 2 big broken tackles, and that's the kind of results you get as the Aviators are going to start out right at their 45-yard line in motion. He hands it off to, I believe that's Ford. And he's going to go forward for about a good 5 yards. So good start here for the Sycamore Aviators. And the Hawks are going to have to settle down and get things going right away.
Yeah, they definitely came to play. You figure Sycamore's the underdog. They have to get fired up. Away. Sloppy night, so if they can get themselves hyped for the game, and it looks like they did, they're moving the ball pretty easily on the first 2 touches.
So I think Cornell had the tackle for the Hawks there. As I see the normal complement of defense out there. Now Engel holds on to that, goes right in the meat of the defense, and he gets pushed back heavily by number 5, Charlie Kindrich, and looked like the linebacker, maybe 33.
Yeah, that's Harrison Buckheit right in middle linebacker position, and you can tell that East prepared for that. That's what Engel did to the Hawks the first time they played. A lot of carries straight out of shotgun, just bolting up the middle. And Buckheit read it nicely, stayed at home, contained, and made the tackle on Engel.
Yeah, Buckheit did the hard work there, and Charlie came in to help clean it up and push him backwards. So a very small gain. It's going to bring up 3rd and 4 here on the first series, as Sycamore had a long look over there to that sideline. So coaches were sending something big in here on 3rd and 4 on this first series. As he hands that off, a dive to the left. I don't think he got anywhere close to the first down marker.
No, looks like he's going to be short. I would imagine Sycamore's in 4-down territory there. That handoff went to Cody Charles.
Yeah, we see there Charles goes in, number 48, with the tackle for the Hawks. Jake Reisner stops him and puts the Sycamore at 4th down and 3. And they're kind of in that no man's land here where, punt doesn't really make sense. Field goal's way too long.
Yeah, they're going for it here. So first test for the Hawks defense. See if they can step it up. Got to make sure that Engel doesn't just keep it and run up the middle there. Buckheit has to be all over that.
I see number 3, Cody Charles in the backfield next to him. He's listed as a wide receiver, fakes to him, and Engel keeps it. And you see what he can do with the ball as the leading rusher in the GMC there, and he not only gets the first down, but he takes it all the way down inside the 10-yard line to make it 1st and goal.
Yeah, it goes right behind his tackle there on the right-hand side and then makes a little hop step here and keeps on going. We're going to watch this again. See right here, a great block by his tackle. Right there, 53.
Yep.
And then makes a juke move around Van Hooser.
Yep, and Benny Powell misses him too, and then somebody grabs a big armful. I think that was Rosario.
But senior Matt Decker made that happen for Sycamore. And again, Charles in the backfield alongside of Engel.
Engel fakes it to him. No, he actually gives it to him on that one. And he dives forward for a few. It's going to bring up 2nd down.
Hibbert on the tackle there. And
So now it's gonna
Sycamore's line is right now dominating the Hawks' defensive line.
Yeah, this has not been a great series for the Hawks where they thought they had him stopped on 4th and 3. And you just got to figure that the guy who's leading their team, leading the GMC, this kid likes to run. We just talked about it at the beginning of the broadcast of what they did a few weeks ago here at Engel. And he took off running as now he has the ball. He's going to fake, keep it. This time he's going to go off the right-hand side, untouched it looks like, and walks into the end zone for 6 for the Aviators.
Yeah, that was the same play that they ran on the 4th and 3. And you see Decker again with a good block. 71 as well for Sycamore. Opened up a hole there. Jordan Hale Frater, big 6'6" offensive lineman, and Engel made it look easy. I don't know if he was touched on that.
I don't think so. We're going to see there. He follows 53. 53 didn't even have to touch anybody as the lead blocker here on the backside. We'll see it from the end zone. There's 53 walking in looking for his quarterback, and nobody touched either one of them.
So Sycamore goes ahead. They made the extra point. 7-0 Aviators in a long 4-minute drive to start this game.
Yeah, that is a good start for them. Not what the Hawks wanted to see here on their home turf. But, you know, kickoff, you give them the ball, and now it's your turn to turn around and match that and bring this game back to zeros.
So if you're just tuning in, I see 85 viewers online, Dave. So that's fantastic on a night like tonight to be able to stay home and watch the game for the comfort of your living room or wherever you're at. Glad that the fans can join us. But Sycamore ran the opening kickback to the Hawks 45. Hawks had him at 4th and 3, and quarterback Engel ran the ball down to the 4-yard line, and that's how you have it. Sycamore on the board, so that'll catch you up, and this will be the Hawks' first chance on offense.
Well, you know, not only are we talking about Engel leading, their team as a whole statistically is right there at the top of the entire GMC with 2,800 yards rushing compared to East 24. That's about a 469-yard difference. Doesn't sound like a lot, but when you see drives like that, it becomes a whole lot on the rushing side, and then just total yards too. They're off difference by about 700 yards. So Sycamore has been that kind of, as you said, in that bracket buster sleeper, just sitting right there, taking care of business with who they need to, and find themselves into the playoffs. And here on a road game for them, not too far from Sycamore over here to Liberty Township for the game, but make the best of their first possession as the kickoff goes down inside the 10-yard line. I think that's Van Hoser with the ball, and he gets stopped right about the 16, 17-yard line.
Yeah, that's a great tackle there by 13 Cannon Ray. See Van Hoser there. Had to backpedal a little bit to catch it, but nowhere to go. Oh, I'm sorry, that was 33 on the tackle, Elijah Hill.
Yeah, and I'm going to say that's textbook. You know, he didn't try to give him a hit or a shot. He just went right at the thighs, wrapped him up, and all you young kids out there and the Pop Warners and all that Little League football there, that's the way to do it properly, and good tackle by the Aviators. So Kathman in there, he hands off the ball up the middle. I saw Nick Rabin in motion.
Eric Davis with a carry right up the middle, and Hawks are going to go again with their three-headed monster. They have Davis in there, Benny Powell, and Charlie Kenrich
as the
behind Kathman.
receiving crew comes in now as I see Poppy and Van Hoser come in and give a, we talked about a great tackle, but that Van Hoser, Caleb is a player. He's an athlete. Kid I like to see the ball in his hands and like to see it more in his hands on the offensive side of the ball. So pitch over to Rabin. Rabin's got a little hole. He's going to try to sneak through and advances the ball up to the 29-yard line. That's going to make it 3rd and short now, maybe 1 yard, as we see Nick in motion, and TJ pitches that to him, takes a good cut following Benny Powell there, and boy, if he can just get away from those two with Benny in front of him blocking, he's got a lot more green to run.
Yeah, great seeing Rabin involved early. They haven't gone to him too early in too many games, and that's Davis off in the A gap for a gain of 2. But Rabin hasn't been involved too early in too many games. So.
Absolutely. We were saying that, I think, in the Fairfield game. We came very one-dimensional, right? TJ was out, then Charlie got hurt. And Nick got the ball one time on a pass from Troutman, and that was it. They used him a little bit more last week in the West game, and I like that. And so I totally agree with you. Getting him involved early keeps the defense honest, that he's just not some decoy out there running around. And as you said, that 3-headed monster can go to work here on the Aviators defense.
Hawks in a little different formation than we've seen. It's a little off-balanced high. Not their typical.
Kathman fakes it. Now he holds on to it. Then he pitches out wide. That's to Benny, I believe. And he's going to break a tackle there and keep going forward and get over midfield and take the ball down to the 41-yard line. 1st down, Hawks.
Yeah, great little wrinkle by the Hawks here. You see it off balance. It's not quite their wing tee, but Kathman fakes it to Davis there, and 4 for Sycamore goes right for Kathman, and he's able to pitch it out to Benny Powell, who has a lot of green in front of him.
This kid's a young running back, got a lot of promise. I like to see it, and they're going to key on Davis for sure as long as Kendrich isn't back there, right? And so I like the fake and then going out to Benny, as now they do hand it off to Davis. He's trying to fight and spin in there, and that kid's just a beast in the middle. Does his job week in and week out. Eric has been the go-to guy when other things hasn't worked. And so right now he becomes kind of the premier back, right? If I'm the opposing team, knowing TJ's a little banged up still. Charlie's not quite in there yet in the running back position. But I guess I spoke too soon as I see Kendrich come firing out.
Yeah, a little confusion on who's supposed to be in there, Kenrich or couldn't tell who else that was, but Kathman going empty backfield here.
As now he goes and hands that off to Van Hoser as he comes around, as Caleb brings it forward.
Little inside handoff there. And a couple different looks from the Hawks. You know, Sycamore's well coached with Scott Titiller there, who's been there for quite a while. They study film regularly, and they're good at it. So Hawks have to do a couple things differently than they did last time and what they normally do. And tackle made there by 99 Evan Massey. Hawks are going to have 3rd and short.
Massey in a lot of plays. The last time we saw these two teams play, he's been in several today, and just as we were saying, Van Hoser had an opportunity there if he can break that to scamper for quite a while. And said the kid's a baller. Here we see Eric Davis work his magic and weave just enough for a 1st down for the Hawks.
Dave, that's all offensive line for the Hawks. You see law firm of Sierreveld, and Habathier, as well as Robinson, just push Sycamore's defensive line out of the way. All Davis has to do is secure the ball and fall forward. So
well, you mentioned that the Aviator offensive line was dominating the line of scrimmage, and as you said, the law firm needs to do their job tonight down there in the trenches and just keep pushing the Aviators backwards. And we got some guys that can do that there on the offensive line. Now TJ goes back, looks to throw it, throws a nice ball out to the right-hand side. Oh, and I think that was Poppy. He had Poppy right at the goal line, and it slips through his hands.
Yeah, tonight's a tough night to grip the ball for the quarterback and for the receiver to get on, but Kathman was looking Poppy's way the whole time, throws it up, nice tight spiral. Poppy gets behind the defender, that was in his hands.
Yeah, a little push and shoving between him and 33. I don't know if Coach Haynes was asking for something there, as there was a little bit of touch as the ball was in the air. But boy, that would have been a nice strike if Poppy could have came down with it. because he would have just fell into the end zone from where he was. Now TJ has the ball, fakes that one to Eric Davis, keeps it himself, and leans forward and doesn't get too much and puts the Hawks in a situation they don't like to be in, and that's 3rd and long.
And Jacob Tulame for Sycamore, number 19, definitely read that play nicely. See Davis there. Doesn't get the ball, but he makes a nice block. But 19 squirts through that line from the middle linebacker position and just wraps Kathman up. So, yeah, third and long after a missed pass attempt. Like we said, Hawks have to do something a little different to catch Sycamore off guard. They took a shot on it in first, and now Kathman's going to pass again this time.
Oh, he walks
Nobody
right
open.
into it, right into the defensive lineman there. I think Kathman was going to pull that down and take off. And when he decided to, 76 spun and found himself right in front of the quarterback.
Yeah, Kevin Midaliski for Sycamore makes that tackle. Officially a quarterback sack as Kathman didn't get back to the line. So now it's 4th and 12, and Hawks have to go for it in this position. Like we said with Sycamore, you're too close to punt and you're too far for a field goal, so Sycamore's going to go for it.
So we're going to get trips right and wide left. I see Kendricks does come into the game here as TJ goes back.
Lots of
time. Going to go right down the middle, and he's going to get picked off at the goal line, and Sycamore is going to bring that back. I see a lot of green as he's going out. There's Big Severfield's going to whip him down, though, as he saves the tackle, and I see lots of hankies coming out on the field as TJ throws that all the way to the goal line. Not too for sure, Ken, if I'm looking to the goal line on 4th and 12 and just get enough to get the chains moved here.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what the penalty flags are about here. Maybe the flags are toward the original line, so.
I think it's on the return. I see one at midfield and then another one over by the Sycamore sideline. So as the referees try to sort this out, we'll hold on here and see what they come up with. But
it was interesting, Dave. You got 4th and 12, and you threw a 30-yard pass.
Yeah, I don't know if we got another look at that to see who that was going to, but I saw more guys in the end zone than I would have expected. You see Kendricks there going down the middle. You got another one running a skinny post right down the sidelines, looking for Van Hoser, but there's a lot of white there in the middle. And, you know, Caleb's a good athlete, but, you know, I just don't see anybody dragging underneath at the 15, yard line, from the line of scrimmage where you can just move the chains and give an option to get off. I figured out there's the first flag on the sidelines is going to be a face mask, it looks like.
Yeah, referees are over there talking to Coach Totillo, trying to sort things out. Obviously multiple penalties on this, but Rasheed Harris there with the interception at the goal line. Not the smartest play on 4th down when you already have the ball near where he's going to run to. But luckily for him, he makes the run over there and gets the yards back that he would have.
Yeah, we're going to see here in the tackle as TJ and Severfield are over there trying to box him in. I think Aiden gets a little bit of the grill here as he reaches out. I
don't know how many chances Aiden has to tackle
Not
being
too
the
many.
offensive lineman. So,
not too many. But I saw another hanky at the midfield, so I don't know if these are going to offset.
I guess we're about to find out here. Hopefully the ref's mic works. Doesn't look like it's working. That's his 3rd or 4th week in a row. It hasn't worked.
Yeah, batteries. Got personal foul on East. That's going to be declined. I guess that was on the original play.
And there's the face mask, which is going to add 15. That's declined as well. A block in the back against Sycamore.
1st and 10 Aviators from the 40-yard line, which is almost back to the original line of scrimmage if he would have just knocked the ball down. So after all that's decided and sorted out, it's a turnover nonetheless, and the Aviators got the ball on the 40-yard line. Well, nope, on the 39-yard line now as we make a slight adjustment.
Yeah, like you said, Dave, usually the secondary's taught to knock that ball down. We've got the Sycamore coaches in the booth next to us, and they weren't none too pleased about Harris catching that ball. But yeah, it's right back to where East would have given it to him had the pass been incomplete.
Engel keeps it, goes up the middle, and Kindredge rides him down after about a 9-yard gain, though.
Yeah, Engel again able to scamper ahead. He's got some good blocking here. C71, the pulling guard, kind of take up some space there, and Engel's able to go to where 71 left. 61 with a good block also, and Charlie drags him down, but almost enough for a first down. And
he's got Cody Charles there in the backfield leading him with blocks too. So now Aviators set up with trips left, fakes it, keeps it, run. And there's not a whole lot of fake there either, right? I mean, that's a quick in the belly and out. And I guess if I'm the Hawks, I'm keying on that until they do something different. Based on the statistics, what he did to me last time, what he's done already in the first drive.
It looks like Charlie was assigned to him on that to just shadow him and go where he goes. And Charlie did a good job, and Pal Morlett helped him make that final tackle.
2 straight runs by Engel here is now Sycamore breaks the huddle again, trips right. Engel and Charles in the backfield. And they're going to go back to a pass as, he falls down as he saw number 5 coming at him. And Charlie Kindredge was going to looking hungry to make a big sack there.
It looks like he just slipped on the wet turf there. He tried to, he's backpedaling and he tries to turn his body around, and his cleat just kind of gave way under him on the slippery turf with the rain earlier. And that's a good break for the Hawks.
So that brings the ball back to the 41-yard line and makes it 2nd and 18 with just 30 seconds less in running in this first quarter as Engel gets the snap, goes to a screen play, and he breaks through a couple of more tackles. And on 2nd and 18, it looks like Charles is going to get 18 and a half and move the chains.
Yeah, East is having a hard time making tackles here in the open field.
Here we'll see it again where he drops back and Charles just turns around. He's got blockers in front of him, big 61 there. And again, two broken tackles. And after that, he gets a first down. But that is going to end the first half with the Sycamore Aviators 7, Lakota East 0. Well, welcome back, everybody, here to Lakota East, where the Thunderhawks are down 7-0 against the Sycamore Aviators in this first Friday night playoff game here. And Ken, so far, it's been all Sycamore.
Yeah, Sycamore has dominated the line. Their talented quarterback, William Engel, has some big runs. Cody Charles, who's also in the backfield, we didn't see him the first time East played Sycamore. I was looking here at his stats for the year, and he typically gets anywhere between 9 and 20 carries a game. He didn't play against East the first time, so either an injury or an illness, but Hawks hadn't seen Charles there. Not that they weren't prepared, because I'm sure they've watched film on other games, but with Charles in the backfield and Engel, who had the brunt of the carries against the Hawks the first time, East is having a hard time tackling.
And as you mentioned earlier, big 71 there, 6'6", 340, Jordan Halfreiter has been leading the way, pulling several times, and we'll keep an eye on him as where he goes seems to be where the ball's going. And again, if I was one of those Lakota linebackers, I'd be keying on that as now we flip the field. We're going left to right there on your screen as Engel's back in the shotgun. He gets the ball, fakes it to Charles this time, throws it in the flat. He's got some blockers out there as he scampers forward, and he's going to get about an 8 or 9 yard gain there.
Yeah, that's Cairo Ford there on the flat. Van Hooser takes him down, but that's a quick hit and easy yards for Sycamore. Once they get it to Ford, he's just able to run. Charlie again keying on Engel, so he's got a chase from behind. Cam Freeman with the tackle as well as Van Hooser, but again, 9 yards on first down for Sycamore, and that's the second time they've done that in as many possessions.
Yeah, and Ford is one of his more relevant to receivers that Engel does look for when he throws it. Now he fakes the run, fakes the throw. Now he pulls it down, takes off himself, and goes down the left-hand side. He's going to get a big gainer there and take it down to the 10-yard line.
Yeah, Buckheit chasing after him, and Freeman misses. Cornell eventually, Reisner and Cornell there on the tackle, but great run by the quarterback.
And as we've been saying, that should not be any surprise to the Hawks as
he drops back to pass there, and he doesn't quite see a receiver, and he just tucks it and runs, and a lot of space in front of him there.
Pocket folds in, right? The pocket folded in there, and he saw all that space to his left, and he took advantage of it. Smart quarterback as he sees that open up. So now they got it 1st and 10 from the 11 it's going to be. So Engel holds on to that, fakes it. Now he's going to get wrapped up, and there's a number I want to call a little bit more tonight. Number 11, Nathan Rosario's in the backfield.
Yeah, Rosario and Buckheit chasing the play. Rosario breaks through the line there and is able to get Engel on the sack.
So he fakes it there, Ken, and then he tries to hold it, pushes number 58 away, but Rosario's right there. I think that's Kevin.
Yep.
Corona is there forcing him out into Rosario's hands, and Nate needs to be, normally we've called his name multiple times. He's usually always around the ball, and he's going to have to make a presence here soon and make a stop here and force them to at least try a field goal as Engel now delays the run and then goes forward as the Hawks are able to haul him down just inside the 10-yard line and bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, Rosario with the tackle again. Engel's dropping back, but I don't quite think he's looking to pass. It's almost like a decoy kind of pass to get the linebackers to go up, but he never puts the ball, never cocks the ball to throw it. He just kind of gathers it under his stomach and is able to run behind his running back.
Very casual, very coy, like you said. He's not bringing that ball up near his ear to throw it anywhere. He's looking to run. He's just trying to find what hole he wants to go. And the linebackers are going to have to hold tight and do their job there to contain him. So now Engel has it, does bring it up to his ear, throws one over to the corner, and it gets knocked away at the last second.
Cam Freeman.
Freeman gets this Paul in there and knocks it down.
That is one of the best defensive plays I've seen by an East corner in a long time, Dave, there.
Yeah, we're going to get a good look this, Ken, right? Coming, it pushes off a little bit, 21, and he recovers and bats it down as I said 4, that was number 9, Freeman.
Sycamore's going to attempt a field goal here.
So about from the 14-yard line, so 24-yard kick. It's up, it's away. And Van Hoser tries to get in there, and it's good. So
don't see that too often in high school, especially on a rainy, sloppy day, but give Sycamore credit for getting in field goal range and being able to go up 10-0.
Yep, and the defense does what they needed to do right there after the turnover. Had to put a stop down as Sycamore started in really good field position here just on their own 40, where the run back after the kickoff was they were on East 45, and so 2 good field positions, and the Aviators come out with points. And now TJ Kathman in this offense needs to find their groove again and start moving this ball and pump it into the end zone because they need 7 points here.
They haven't had the big play yet. We talked about that early in the season, that are they capable of the big play? And we saw them in game 1 go out against Moeller and get a couple of nice big plays. Kind of conservative a little bit today. You can't quite get your footing, but they did try and throw a ball to Poppy in the end zone there on first on one of their last possessions. Didn't quite hang on, but
yeah, I don't. It looks and it's damp for sure. I don't see any rain coming down currently at this moment, at least on this side of the field. And looking up in the lights, I don't see any mist or anything. So, still should be capable of throwing the ball and getting that big play. But also I want to see the Hawks call something that gives TJ some options, right? And like we were saying on that play with the interception, I saw 3 guys in the end zone on 4th and 12, and three guys running 30-something yard routes. You got to have something underneath to check off to.
And Dave Van Hooser has given him a couple good run backs in some games. So if Hawks could start out on good field position, if Van Hooser can get under this and follow his blocks and get up the field, that's what East really needs to spark them right now. A nice run back here.
So there's the kick. It's high but short. Raven's going to come up underneath that about the 17-yard line. He's looking to go forward, gets hit, and it's a bunch of white shirts there pushing backwards, but he's going to be able to get it up just over the 25-yard line. So not terrible field position. Not a big run back as we were mentioning or looking for maybe. You'll see here Nick has the ball. He's got some blockers and just finds himself between him and a couple of white shirts.
Yeah, those are hard to run back. The higher the ball is, the quicker the defense can get down the field more efficiently and stop you from that big run. But Hawks over the 25, so at the 26-yard line.
So Kathman will set up there, and their normal triple option. Raven goes in motion, now comes back to Benny Powell, and Benny finds some room, and he breaks a tackle and gets out up almost to the 40-yard line for another Thunderhawk first down.
A nice inside counter handoff here. Fake inside to Davis, and then Benny Powell comes around on the counter and then cuts back opposite way. Makes a nice juke move there over the Sycamore defender, and 10 yards, move the chains, get down the field.
And great blocking there on the offensive line. I saw, talking about Aiden not getting a chance to tackle very often, but boy, he gets a lot of chances to block, and he had 99 locked up on that last one. Is this one here, Eric Davis just going right up the middle, what Eric does, and he just grinds and grinds. Look at him, he's just twisting in there, and always falling forward too, Ken. That's what I love about this kid. He never is satisfied with just going down. He always has that lunge forward for that extra yard or two.
An extra yard or two each time that he goes down and keeps his legs momentum going forward.
So
Kathman's going to keep on that one.
TJ Keeps doesn't get a lot there as he's looking at Benny Powell there after he gets up, and I don't know if there was maybe a miscommunication or he thought maybe he wasn't looking for the pitch, but that's where you've played all these games, he and Charlie being out, not being in that normal position, and change the dynamics a little bit until these two start getting that rhythm. And it's slowly coming. You can see it. Like I said, I think Benny's a good future for the Hawks at the running back position. Now we hand it off, and Eric Davis finds himself just in a face full of white as one of the defenders comes off unblocked on that.
Yeah, Hawks just needed a simple yard there for the first down. Looks like they're sending out the punt team.
Yes.
Surprised about this. Just short of the 50, only a yard to go, but on third it was only a yard, and they fell short. So
I don't know why the Hawks aren't snapping the ball here as the Aviators are running guys in and out of the field, because I think they thought they were going for it. They left their defense on the field, and the Hawks casually walk out, set up the punt team, and then somebody empty the bus and refill it here between the special teams and the defense, and the Aviators are going to take a timeout after that.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Hawks changed their minds and wind up going for it, but it doesn't look like their O-line is in the game, so they are going to stay and punt the ball. But I was wondering if they just blew out there to try and get Sycamore to use one of their timeouts, so they didn't have as many going to half, and then they were going to go for it. But I am shocked that the Hawks aren't going for it on fourth and short. It's typically a move that Coach Haynes has done in the past. Of course, you're only down 10. Sloppy night. You want to play a little game of field position, but you're relying on your defense to make a stop.
Yeah, so I'm with you. At 4th and 12, you go for it here. 4th and 1 midfield. I'd have been liking the call if Coach Haynes would have lined him up.
Possible fake, Dave? Can they fake it here?
Maybe you got Eric Davis in there, but nope. It goes back to Kathman, and he punts one. He gets it high, but not deep, as it's going to bounce around. And
it looks like Kendricks didn't get the entire ball there.
No, he didn't.
Sycamore's going to have good field position considering.
Yeah, he took a long time to kick it, and I think when he dropped it, he hit it high on his foot and got a lot of air under it, but not a lot of distance.
So Aviators going to take over there about the 27-yard line-ish.
Yep, that's what it looks like from here, too. It's about 27-yard line. They're going to set things up. Their worst field position of the night. Would have liked to seen them pin them a little bit deeper as you're talking about flipping the field there for the Hawks, as they've got to get this offense moving. So now the defense is out there, and Engel hands that off to Ford, and he comes around the right-hand side for a few, and he's going to get a good 4 yards on that carry. And this is what the Hawks want to do, right? Option, here he comes. You're going to see him coming right into your living room. Number 1, Ford. He's got some blockers out there.
Looks like Rosario was held, but
yeah,
he still wound up making the initial hit. But like you said with Davis, Ford falls forward for another 2 yards. Hawks got to find a way to get a 3 and out here.
Yep, and that brings up 2nd and 5 and sets them up in good situation as I go split wide left. And again, they've got Charles in the backfield as he hands it off to him this time, and he weaves his way forward. And he's going to get real close to that first down marker.
I think they're going to give it to him.
And then I see a late flag come in from the referee.
Been a relatively clean game. The only penalties we saw is on that interception on 4th down.
Yeah.
When Harris ran it back, this is the only other flag we've seen in the game. Looks like it's going to be against Sycamore, I believe. So Hawks beneficiary of possibly 10 yards back.
Ref's trying to get his equipment working there. Got a personal foul.
15. Not sure what happened, but the Hawks will take it. Like we said, Dave, got to catch a break sometimes, and Hawks.
Big break right there. They're going to give them the first down, though. The result of the play was a first down, unfortunately, for the Hawks there. But
must have been something after the play.
It would, yeah, after the play. So it brings the ball back, but they're going to start out with first down versus it being 2nd and long. So now they hand it off to Charles, and he gets about 5 or 6 of that back and brings up 2nd and 5.
Sycamore playing the way the Hawks usually play, by keeping the ball in their hands, long possessions. First drive of the game was a 4-minute drive, which took a third of the quarter there. Hawks need an answer here.
And here we are clicking at 5:25 and counting before the half, and the Hawks got a big goose egg up there, and that's definitely what they don't want to go in the locker room with.
Still a low-scoring game, and you expect low scoring on a night like tonight, but it rained earlier. It's sloppy there. Haven't had too many miscues.
So now, big hit right there as Engel holds on to the ball, and I think with that dive, he's going to move the chains here.
As soon as he went horizontal there, he was right about at the first down marker.
Fakes it this time to Charles, and then, like you said, no real big display. He just goes straight forward, and Van Hoser just cleans him out, and Kendrich comes over the top. But enough for the first down, and the Aviators will move the chains at first down at the 36-yard line.
Got a lot of players for the Hawks playing both ways, and you wonder how that wears on them when they go to play offense. Kenrich and...
So Ford goes in motion, and Engel keeps it, barrels forward, and he's, making it to that 2nd and 3rd level when the safety's making a tackle here. As he gets
another 9 yards on a first down. That seems to be the theme.
You see the fake on the motion there, and Engel
Guard
just
64
keeps it.
pulls and makes a nice block there.
It just doesn't seem like the linebackers are picking this pulling guard up, right? Usually telegraphs you, from where they're sitting, where the ball's coming, because Engel's not making these. These are not big fakes on this option. I mean, these guys are running right past him, sometimes 2 and 3 yards in front of him, and Engel's just taking off right after they pass by. But we're going to get a false start on the Aviators.
You had multiple Aviators in flight there, pre-snap.
He's going to be here all night, folks.
Been waiting on that one.
So that's going to bring up second down, as we see here, as the Aviators are set there on the flight line, and
yeah, right there the
goes
flitch
71.
by 71 as he was pulling again.
Yep. So now they hand it off to Charles, and the Hawks smother him up after a 2-yard gain, and it's going to force a third down and short.
Yeah, still in Aviator territory, so you'd hope if the Hawks get a stop here, Sycamore would punt the ball. That's what obviously the Hawks are hoping. But 3rd and 2, Hawks haven't been able to get too many tackles for loss, so got to contain Engel here and make sure he can't just scamper off right tackle for the first down like he did several times earlier this game.
My bet is on number 8 keeping the ball here. Is a typical setup with Charles next to him. Ford broken out to the right-hand side.
Student section trying to make some noise and get fired up.
There's the fake, and there he comes through the middle. And he's going to fight his way, and you think he's going to make just enough and get 3 yards.
Yeah, Cornell
first down.
made sure it wasn't more than 4 yards there, but certainly enough to move the chain. You see Ford in motion there as he's done. Engel catching the ball, 64 pulls. Freeman had a chance, Rosario had a chance, but when quarterback runs with that much power, you know, he's the running back there. Hard to bring down.
Yep. You know, running downhill there. Now he hands it off to Ford.
That's
he
a
goes
hold.
wide right. I don't see any hankies yet, but that was a big hold out there.
Yeah, Charlie's going to protest his case to the official there. A couple words with 64 between Charlie, but Ford on the handoff there. He's gone in motion the last several plays, and this time he does get the ball.
So now there's Ford right there, and
but watch 3 or 32.
Oh my gosh, how do you not call that? Hand is up underneath the chin. His arms are spread apart looking for it.
Looks like one of the Hawks took the ball away right as the running back crossed the out of bounds. So
second down, there's the handoff to Charles. There's the
Rosario.
Rosario swallows him up there. And like we said, need to hear his name called a little bit more tonight to slow this offense down as he shreds the blocker there and comes up with the tackle on Charles.
Yeah, Benny Powell and Reisner. So that could have been a broken play there, but 3rd and 6, and Hawks have another chance to slow Sycamore down. They're probably in 4-down territory here, so you don't need all 6 if you're Sycamore, but Hawks definitely need to push them backwards here.
Brinkman goes off for the Aviators, listed here as a tight end.
The last time they threw the quick out pass over to the sideline there, and Hawks are playing off.
Yep.
Got to watch the quick pass there to the outside.
Receivers. He's going to go back. He's going to throw it and fire. There it is, exactly what you called. Too much cushion. Way too much cushion on 3rd and 6. And you're going to give a 10, 12-yard cushion and back up, as you'll see here at the top of your screen at the left as we come back in.
Yeah, Gio Garrett just walks ahead 5 yards and turns around.
And there he is, wide
There's
open.
No defender there. Cam Freeman's off him.
Not even close to that play on 4th down, as now they're going down the same side and they go deep. And that's a little too far for everybody on that side as they go right back to that same side and challenge Freeman again.
That's they're not going to like when they see that on film, that the defender is way off on 3rd and short. The receiver knows where the first down marker is, and he goes right to it and turns around. You know, Freeman made a great play defensively in the back, but I know he doesn't want to get burned on the hitch and go, but he has to be up closer there on 3rd and short.
I absolutely agree, and he not only knew where the sticks were, he's another 4 yards beyond him and still nowhere was anybody around him. So now Engel steps back, doesn't bring that ball up at all, and then takes off running. And looks like number 33.
Harrison Buckheit and
Buckheit.
Caden Hibbard as well on the tackle. Sycamore going to take a timeout here and talk about their 3rd and 5 play with 49 seconds left. Scott Totillo wants to talk it over with the Aviators.
Yep, and I don't blame him there. You can't take those to the locker room with you, so you know you're almost in scoring position here with 49 seconds left. You got a chance to maybe go up 13-0, or if you get this thing in the end zone and make this 17-0, you start to blow this open on a night like tonight where the Hawks are just struggling to get their offense moving and really set the tone here at the end of the first half.
Yeah, everybody's trying to stay warm. Fans are trying to stay warm. Hopefully our viewers at home are nice and cozy wherever they're watching the game. We want to thank you and tell you we appreciate you watching.
Yes.
Want to encourage you to like Westchester Cable TV on social media, their Facebook, their Instagram. Appreciate them being able to allow us to broadcast this game, especially on a night like tonight. We're close to 150. We're over 150 live viewers able to watch this game instead of having to wait for the midnight replay.
Absolutely.
When everybody wants to go to bed. So glad you're able to join us here in Hawks Nation and our visitors from Sycamore flying in to watch this game. And 3rd and 5 for Sycamore.
3rd and 5 as we get a late substitution there by the tight end as Engel takes that. He's running all the way. He's going to go off the right-hand side, sees some room and breaks it open, and he's going to get a first down. And they're in business now, Ken, right away. Nothing special there, just Engel to the right.
That's a play we've seen over and over and over again, and 45 seconds left. Not sure why there was a timeout play for Sycamore because it's what they've been doing all game.
As Engel keeps it again, goes forward, gets wrapped up, and, he brought that just inside the 20, and now with that one, he's just inside the 15, and Sycamore's going to stop the clock again here.
Yeah, that's their last timeout here, 31 seconds left, so be interesting. I mean, they have enough time to run a play and get their field goal unit out. I don't think they're in a situation where they need to pass the ball to get it in completion, but they definitely have enough to run one play, and then they're in field goal range. They kicked a field goal from this general area last time.
Absolutely. So the Hawks are going to have to come up with some big defensive play, and try to put a stop to this. This is almost like I was watching last night, the Arizona Cardinals and the Packers, and the old Cincinnati Bengal A.J. Green. Forgets where the ball's at, and the defense comes up with a humongous play, and that's what the Hawks need right here. They need something. They need the ball to go the other way, get a turnover somehow. But I think we're going to see a big dose of Engel here, and then if they can't get in the end zone, they're going to kick this ball.
Yeah, you got Engel running off right, or you've got the quick out to Garrett on the left again that I hope they watch out for this time. You got trips to the left. Single running back backfield here.
So Engel's back there. Everybody's going forward. He just takes off again. And Hawks wrap him up after a very short gain. And the clock's going to be running down here
they
with
might
22.
Spike it here, or they might...
I think they're going to try to maybe throw one here to the end zone. As he goes back, yep, he's going to toss it up right. Same exact play that Freeman was able to knock away, and that one Engel just got a little bit too much air under, and it went out beyond the pylon, and I think the kicking crew is going to come out here.
That's a smart play by Sycamore. If you run the ball and don't get it, or even if you get it, the clock's going to run on set, so you're not going to be able to run your field goal unit out. So you throw the ball. If it's caught in the end zone, you've got the touchdown. If it's not caught, you stop the clock and allow your field goal kicker to come out. And second field goal attempt of the game here for...
And Engel actually threw a good ball there on that replay. It was it fell in the black there. His receiver just didn't get out there. So now from the... Oh! Good kick.
Tucker Grope gets it through.
As from about the 23-yard kick as Van Hoser was trying to get in there. And it was awfully close, but the kick gets off. It's up. It's good. And... the Aviators are going to go up 13-0, and I think that's another big stop there, though, by the defense to keep it just within 3 and keep this game within striking distance.
Yeah, it could have been worse for the Hawks there. Still only down 2 scores, 2 touchdowns. They'll consider it a minor victory, but they're going to have to find a way to get Sycamore to punt the ball at some point in this game. They haven't been able to stop the run. You had the quick pass out to Garrett on the left for the first down last series to keep the ball moving, keep the chains going. And, Hawks offense is struggling to move the ball, but their defense hasn't quite stopped Sycamore either.
I absolutely agree, Ken. The Hawks offense has got to find a rhythm, get this ball moving, keep the defense on their toes, mix it up, move it around to different options. And then, like you said, they got to stop Engel, you know, and nothing fancy out of the Aviators offense. No huge fakes or razzle dazzle. It's just Engel with an occasional Charles, and like you said, the throw in the flat.
So it'll be interesting to see what the Hawks do. I would imagine they may just take a knee and be content going in the locker room down 13.
And I'd be surprised if the Aviators get any air under this ball anyway, and just squib it down the middle, make them just scoop it up and kneel it, because, like you said, Van Hoser's had some big run backs, and he's a gamer. If he gets a chance and grabs this ball,
no.
Man, as that goes off of a player.
That's going to be Sycamore's ball.
As it hits off of, I don't think that was intentional. They tried to squib that, and it just bounces off. I think that was number 44. We're going to see the replay here. I don't think this is an intentional onside. This was a squib that just finds its way and hits and bounces the wrong direction. And
yeah, Ezekiel Holloman, sophomore linebacker for the Hawks, just kind of got in the way. I don't know if he was trying to scoop it up. He's going to be talked to by Coach Brady about that one, special teams coach. But
I think that just hit him.
Sycamore's going to have the ball, and no timeouts, but a couple chances here to maybe throw a deep ball. They're going to take a chance here, take a shot.
6 seconds. Yep. They got trips right and one wide to the left. They're going to race down here and then.
And why not?
Oh, that should be offside. Yep. Motion. Number 1 took off too early. He's just a little too eager there, Ford was, to get to the end zone for the jump ball.
So
that's going to move him back 5 yards and put the ball on the 48-yard line and make this about a 55-yard throw. You'll see one just start to take off there as he was off to the races to get to the end zone first.
I used to do that in gym class to make myself seem faster, try and get that extra step.
So Engel goes back. He's standing right about the 45. He goes forward.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man.
That's going to be a penalty, and they're going to get another play. Can't end up half on a defensive penalty, so they're going to move 15 yards closer and get another shot there.
Yeah, that's going to be a face mask here. We'll see who it is. I think 89 gets in there.
Palmore let there.
Yeah, he's spinning off a big 71, puts his paw out there and just finds a big handful of Engel's grill and spins him right around. So they're going to get 15 yards, and then, like you said, they're going to get a chance to throw this ball one more time. And
it's an untimed down. If a defensive penalty happens in the final, as clock expires, you do get a bonus play, if you will, an extra play to run the ball there.
I was kind of wanting to see if Engel's arm was strong enough to throw it 55 yards, 60 yards to the end zone. But
yeah, it would have been a free play there.
But now we're going to see a heck of a lot closer opportunity for him.
Oh, what? Multiple penalties?
Personal foul, face mask, defense, that's declined. Personal foul, offense, that's declined. Half is over.
So must have been a penalty on both teams there. Not quite sure what Sycamore did, but Hawks will take the in the locker room down 13 points, 13-0 Sycamore. Hawks going to have to make some adjustments at halftime.
Absolutely. We'll see you back in the second half. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Lakota East High School, home of the Thunderhawks, where we're just coming out of the halftime of this playoff game between Lakota East and the Sycamore Aviators, where East finds themselves down 13-0, Ken, and so far in that first half, it was all Aviators.
Yeah, Aviators dominated the time of possession, 2-to-1 ratio, 16 minutes for Sycamore and 7+ for the Hawks. Hawks only running about 15 to 20 plays is all in that first half. Couldn't get anything moving offensively and had a hard time stopping William Engel and the run attack defensively.
Yeah, the Hawks only racked up 69 yards total in that whole half to the Sycamore's 174 total offensive yards. And East all on the ground, nothing in the air. And most of Sycamore's, as you mentioned, Engel just running around the field at will. 135 total yards on rushing, and Engel with 111 of them just himself.
Yeah, they handed off a couple times inside to Cairo forward and off tackle to Cody Charles, but East has to find an answer to stop William Engel off right tackle. They have that guard pulling, a couple big guards that pull. Sometimes they run behind the guard, sometimes they run away. Hawks aren't necessarily having a hard time figuring that out, but they're having a hard time making the tackle once the ball's handed off or kept by Engel.
Yep, so Engel's broken a couple of tackles and stretched some plays and some yardage there, and keeping drives alive. He made a big run on a 3rd and 6. He made a nice pass out into the flat area there on a 3rd and 4, where the defense, we felt, played a little soft. Look, when they knew they had to make a stop. And so he's done it with his feet. He's done it with his arm when he's need to. And he's got his team at 13-0. The only good thing is the Hawks are only 2 scores away.
Yeah, they've kept Sycamore out of the end zone. Sycamore scored 1 touchdown on their first possession, that coming after a great kick run back to the Hawks 45. But they've held Sycamore to field goals. Sycamore with 2 field goals. Tucker Groppe with the 2 field goals. So the red zone defense has been okay for the Hawks. They haven't allowed that red zone score yet.
And back onto that touchdown drive, that was the opening drive, like you said. They ran the ball over the midfield, started at the 45-yard line, didn't move it too much in the first set of downs, and had a 3rd and short, and then again let Engel go about 20-something yards down inside the 10, which set them up for the touchdown there later. So 2 plays, really, the run back on the kickoff and then the big long run by Engel in that series is what allowed the Aviators to put the ball in the end zone. Other than that, the defense has been able to shut it down once it got towards the red zone and forced two field goals, which you normally wouldn't think you'd see in a high school football game on a night like tonight, where it's a little cold, little moist. The weather is really holding off pretty well. There's some mist, but really not any rain, and right now it looks pretty dry out there. We know everybody at home watching, we appreciate you doing that. Is comfortable, warm, dry. But hats off to our cameramen that are around up on the roof and down on the field, as they're giving us great shots, giving you guys great shots at home, we hope, and we'll do our best to tell you what's going on from our advantage as the Aviators get ready to line up to kick this off to East, as they deferred, as it goes deep into the second 2-yard line. Van Hoser has it, and he's going to go up the right-hand side. He found some space, Ken, and he gets it up to the 25, 26-yard line.
Yeah, nice run back up the right-hand side. Didn't put the Hawks in great field position, but put them over the spot that they would have had the ball gone in the end zone here.
Yeah, you'll see this kick down inside the 2-yard line. Van Hoser grabs that, and as we said earlier, this is a kid that if I'm Coach Haynes, I'm putting the ball in his hands as much as I can. His numbers are just really good. He averages over 20 yards rushing. He averages over 30 yards receiving, and just his averages are off the charts because the kid's just an athlete. He's a baller. He wants the ball. And I'd like to see Coach give him a couple of chances when we know we don't have big Charlie Kindrich back there in the backfield. So TJ hands that off to Eric Davis as he does his thing, working hard, bringing the lunch pail inside those trenches and brings the ball forward for about 2 yards and sets up 2nd and 8. You'll
Yeah,
see Eric here.
Nate Ballone immediately gets Davis by the ankles. Davis does fall ahead for about 3, but definitely not the power run that you need to start the game there.
Yeah, missing that power back, and Charlie Kindrich he's still a little banged up, only going on the defensive side now. TJ goes back. There's that throw into the flat, Ken, that you looked for to Poppy. And hey, you know, that moves the chains right there. A little 6-yard pitch and catch, and the Hawks get a first down.
Sure, catching the Aviators off guard a little bit, but you know, if you're counting on your running back to get 3-4 yards at a time, why not just throw that little slant screen pass? And Poppy just takes a step forward, and then 4 yards after the catch, enough for the first down. He stretches the ball out.
TJ definitely has the arm and the accuracy, and Poppy is a big target out there, 6'4".
You see the entire Aviator defense inside the box there. So
yeah, that's a great shot, great call too, Ken, as you pointed out. I mean, they are not taking the Hawks seriously at all in the passing game, just kind of challenging them, saying, hey, we know you're kind of two-dimensional, and TJ isn't doing his normal thing back there. So if you're going to beat us, come beat us, because they're packing the box in.
I feel like TJ's a little hesitant to run the ball. I know he was dinged up a little bit 2 weeks ago. We didn't see him in the game against Fairfield. Last week he did play against West, but he's not keeping that. Now, second half he tends to keep the ball a little more than first half, but see if TJ can get something going here.
Hawks had trips, right?
Empty
Van Hoser
backfield.
In motion. Now TJ finds some room. He's got a lot of green out there as he gets stood up after about a 6-yard run.
Yeah, he is met hard there by Sycamore defender number 19, who's made a few tackles, Jacob Tuyame. But TJ does a good job not forcing a throw to his receivers. Nobody's open. Good coverage by Sycamore.
Yeah,
TJ tucks it and runs.
Rolls him out right here. 99 giving the chase from behind. He eludes that one. And then, boom, there's just a textbook tackle right there.
I'm impressed by Tuyame.
That, you know, the average kid just doesn't get away from, you know, not trying to sweep people's feet or give a shot. And that's going to set up 3rd and short, though. He does get enough, as now the Hawks throw over to Rabin in the flat, and he's going to pick up enough for a first down. And I like this, Ken. You know, you'll see this replay. This is stuff that TJ can perform. You got kids who can catch the opposite end of this. And Rabin, Van Hoser's there. We just talked about Poppy. He's out there. He's about a 6'4" wide receiver. Got good hands. He's, you know, a basketball player too. But right now, you know, for the Hawks to get in this, you know, I'm just begging Rick Haynes to throw one ball to Big 87 there, that tight end, and, you know, down the seam and blow something open here.
Yeah, it's playoffs, Dave. You know, in the words of Dan Fouts from the Waterboy, you can't hold anything back.
Nope. There's a handoff to Eric Davis as he goes forward.
Gone to Davis on first down the last few times. He's gotten 2, and now 5. And that puts him in good shape for a second down play. And throwing the ball helps you run the ball. You know, it makes the linebackers fall back a little bit a couple times. So they have to respect the pass and
Eric
not just
gets
expect
hit
the run.
at the line of scrimmage by number 19 from Sycamore.
Tuyame.
And he drags him for a couple of yards and makes this 2nd and 5 as we get a whistle.
Looks like equipment malfunction on Tuyame.
Referee timeout. As they'll wind the clock here, and the play clock will start all over. As you got Benny Powell back there, Eric in the eye. Now TJ held on to that one a little too long.
And look who it is again for Sycamore, Jacob Tuyame.
And we're going to see a flag come in late at the end of the play. And there's going to be a flag on Sycamore, and that's going to be at least 15 yards.
Yeah, it's a personal foul there. I don't know if that's a taunting or a hit after the play was over, but Hawks are going to...
And it was late in the back. It looked like somewhere over by the wide receiver.
Sure.
And we'll see here in the replay.
Look at the top left corner there.
I see Poppy there. Nope, it's going to be whoever's down on the ground there. Too long. And I can tell you this, as you mentioned earlier, the Sycamore coaches are next to us, and they are not happy with that call
No,
at all.
We're not going to repeat on air what they just said.
Nope. Hopefully no one heard that either. So we're going to be set up here for the Hawks. 1st and 10 at the 31 now. Kathman goes back, double pumps it, throws it out to Van Hoser. Oh! Caleb was there, and I don't know if the Aviator got a paw on that right there at the end as he jumped up down in that corner.
Yeah, Elijah Hill on coverage for Sycamore. I don't know if he tipped it there, but Kathman did a nice job double pumping and then throwing a good ball over to Van Hooser.
And if he doesn't get a hand on that, that's one that Caleb wishes he has back as he's shaking his head. And I'm guessing that maybe the defender got his hand in there but didn't deflect the ball, and he's hoping he could take that one back and pull that in, because that was an easy 6 there for the Hawks to pump this right back and start this second half off right. But brings up 2nd and 10 now as Kathman goes out.
Take some chances there.
There's the counter over to Rabin, and Nick doesn't get too far before he gets wrapped up, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down and long.
You and I talked about this off air at halftime, that the Hawks have to do some different things, throw some wrinkles in there, and after only 2 passes in the first half, we've already had 4 or 5 here at the start of the second half, trying to get downfield, trying to get the ball out outside of the corners and taking a couple shots at the end zone on passes. So I like it. 3rd and 8, 4 down territory.
I see Kindrich come in here. And I think the Hawks got too many guys out there. Yes, they got 12 guys out there. And I think Coach Haynes just saw that as I saw Kindrich and someone else come in, and I only saw 1 wide receiver leave.
Yep, there was 12 out there for sure. As the student section says, you can't do that, but instead of a penalty, Hawks take a timeout that hopefully won't come back to bite them if they need those near the end of the game.
Yeah, down 13-0. You want to hold every timeout you can, not knowing what's coming is.
So 3rd and 8 for the Hawks. They are deep in Sycamore territory, so they're in 4 down territory. So you don't need the full 8 here. You could get part of it. Obviously, you want to get most, if not all of it, on this play. But certainly no time to panic and go for it all, or throw an errant pass here. Got to go behind your big offensive line here.
Yeah.
Hawks are going to go 4 wide though.
And they got 4 wide. I see Poppy and Rabin and Van Hoser on the left-hand side. I see Kendrich as the ball's thrown to Van Hoser, a little low, and he's looking to take off a little bit before the ball's there, and that's going to bring up 4th down as Kendrich was wide open. I mean, see Charlie right there throwing his hands up and down, and TJ throws one. That's in the bucket there, and
Caleb knows he needs to catch that, and he's upset with himself on that one.
Still thinking about that play down in the corner, and he's got to forget about it as he had an opportunity to help his team out right there.
So Charlie's going to stay in here and be one of the slot receivers for the Hawks. They're going to go 4 wide. No, they're going to have
3 wide
Davis
and 1
in
to
the
the right.
backfield.
Yep. As TJ goes back, looks, tosses a dime out here to Charlie as he gets pulled down.
And they're just not pulling the ball in. These are decent passes from TJ. Sycamore's going to take over on downs. Again, a pass from Kathman, and this is in the hands of Charlie Kenrich.
Yeah, I mean, I think the ball's there, and the Hawks just got to get hungry, smart, want the ball, just play fundamentals, catch the ball first, then run with it.
And you really can't blame the slipperiness. I mean, that ball's dry when it comes off the center and into TJ's hands. It's a good ball. We are going to get a chance to see this again. See Charlie come out from a tight end position, and he just turns. He does have enough for the first, and you know, the receiver coming down on him, 25 for Sycamore, Eugene Harney.
Now we got a lot of hankies going there on the first series that Sycamore has, and boy, the Hawks just got to get something rolling here. As you know, really the penalty is what helped them out so far on that last offensive series. And
you know, a lot of fans like when the Hawks throw Throwing is a two-part game. You got to have a good pass, and you got to be open, but you also have to catch the ball. And right now, the Hawks receivers just aren't making plays to catch the ball. You need somebody to step up and
I'm one of those
make
that
a great catch.
likes to see that ball thrown. And, yeah, like you said, the receivers got to do their part. That's 3 balls that we didn't get a replay on that one in the end zone, but based on just Caleb's reaction, I think he thought he should have had that one. Second one definitely hit him in the breadbasket. And then I'm not too for sure there why Charlie doesn't climb the ladder a little bit there, just right above his helmet, and pull that down. But as we're waiting here, looking around the league, West was up 21-0 on West Claremont. St. X up 20-0 on Hamilton. Moeller 35-0 on Oak Hills. Fairfield 21, Mason 14. I think Coleraine is beating Elder still. I think we got 20-13. Yep, Colerane's up 20-13. And Princeton 7-0 over Walnut Hill. So that's a quick look around the GMC as Engel now takes the ball, runs up through the middle, breaks another tackle, and scampers before a whole bunch of Hawks can pull him down. And he gets every bit of the penalty and then some with about a 24-yard run and another first down for the Aviators. And this is just what we talked about coming on after the half. Something has to be done with Engel. Nothing fancy there, just coming right at you.
He does get some good upfront blocking by his line, but Hawks are still having a hard time bringing him down. He's such a tough runner. Takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5
After
Hawks to
about
bring him
6
down.
or 7 yards, he's dragging Hawks along the field here, and now Engel fakes, keeps it himself, breaks through again, and he's going to squirm forward for another 3 or 4 yards.
Hawks just aren't playing defensively with that fire in their belly or their eyes that they need right now.
I agree. Just on that last offensive series too, right? You got to be hungry for the ball. You got to want to know. You got to want the ball in your hands. You want to make the play to the ball, right? And so the defense has got to get hungry. They got to make a stop here. They got to be big and get their offense back out on the field and let the O figure out what they're doing.
And you can't imagine that Sycamore's going to do anything different, and they don't right there. Engel
Nope.
just keeps it and bowls forward for the first down.
So I think
Hawks yet to find a way to stop that run.
No, I think we were talking in the halftime off broadcast still. I think they got Charlie spying the quarterback, and not that he's incapable of doing it, but Engel's just having a night where maybe you got to put 2 people and just really shut him down and force Sycamore to do something else with the ball.
Yeah, you want someone else to beat you. He's capable of getting 8-9 yards a carry. A lot of people in the GMC have a hard time stopping him, but you got to put multiple defenders spying the quarterback right here, especially with that big offensive line, 71 and 64.
Yeah, I mean he's
that time they do stop.
He's everything but 24 yards of their total offense, right? So I'm with you, Ken. You got to just shut down number 8 somehow, some way.
It was Cody Charles there on the carry, and Palmore stopped him. Sycamore getting a talking to. Cameron Ray must have said something, and officials are saying, hey, you want to see that yellow flag again, keep talking there.
He wanted to exchange pleasantries with Nathan Rosario there, and
they weren't talking about where they want to go for Thanksgiving, huh?
No, or what they were going to be for Halloween either. So as the Hawks line up here on D, there's a quick throw out.
Missed tackle Powell, but Rosario's there.
Rosario steps up and again gets off the blocker and makes a big hit. And that's got to start sparking some other Thunderhawks out there to start moving around and doing the same, as we know Nathan's on and around the ball a lot every game. And there's the miss by Benny. Had a good chance to drop him, and then Nathan just sheds the blocker and hauls him backwards.
Yeah, they drove him back about 4 or 5 yards, but they're going to give forward progress almost to the original line of scrimmage. 1 yard loss.
Yeah, it's about 3rd and about 10.5, it looks like, as the minimal fans here are trying to make as much noise as they can as Engel looks to go. Now he throws one off wide to the left, and it's just going to be, oh, he was wide open too. Oh.
That's a tough pass for Ingles. He was kind of backpedaling a little bit and had to turn his entire body around. When he made the throw to Charles, it's a little off from Charles.
You'll see he was going to throw it there, stops, pulls it back down, sees Charles. Look at, there's no one around Charles.
Give Cam Hibbert credit for making Engel throw the ball. Engel was gonna run it, and then he saw Hibbert right there that was gonna punish him, and he wound up throwing it. So 4th down, and Sycamore is in punt formation.
4th and 10
for the first time this game.
As they fire it down, it looks like it's going to make it in. No, oh my goodness.
Oh, he brought it in the end zone. That's a mistake. No. Hope the officials talk about this, because his momentum carried the ball into the end zone, which should be a touchback. They're going to give them the down at the 2.
They're setting it there. I don't know. The head officials coming down, and I can't imagine why the special teams coach isn't down there and Haynes isn't down there.
Is it different in high school, maybe?
We'll see here in the replay. There's the ball. He taps it.
He has knees. He doesn't look like he has control. If he has control and his knees down at the 2,
Yeah.
then that
Here
ball's
we go.
at the 2. But
The ball bounces, grabs it. There's no, yeah, he doesn't have control. He never really has possession of that ball. Lakota is taking one on the chin here, and then coaches aren't saying anything.
I don't know in high school if it's where it first gets touched by the defense. I thought they had to have control and down it, but what do I know?
We'll call to New York, see what they say. Or
Gene
know.
Saratow, is he
Yeah.
available? So East is going to have to move the ball 98 yards if they're going to get in the end zone this time around. And
So
first and
Kathman,
foremost, they just got to get 10 at a time.
right, they just need to move chains, not look for anything big. Kathman keeps that one. He breaks one through. That's his first big run of the day. And he's going to move the chains and get the ball out to almost the 15-yard line. And still plenty of time on the clock, I think, Ken. You're only down 2 scores. As TJ finds a big opening there, gets a block there from is that Rosario, and is able to dive forward for the first down. And yeah, I'm with, nothing big. When you have the opportunity to stretch the defense, as I'm looking again, they got all 11 guys within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. And if somebody breaks through, man, they're going to see a lot of green to run.
Yeah, Hawks have yet to have that big play. Right now, their longest play from scrimmage is not very long. I'm
telling you, that's where they need to let 87 leak out just right down the center of the field and just a little pitch and catch. And he's going to go for 30, 40, 50, as long as still some fast defensive back can catch up with him. And same way here, you have Poppy one-on-one, 6'4", big target, slant him in. Or I'll take that too, just a little hook in.
That's going to move the chains.
And that's all the Hawks need to do right now is make a methodical drive all the way down the field, just keep moving the chains and put this ball in the end zone and make this 13-7 as TJ throws a nice ball here, right? Big target in Poppy.
And he catches the ball, and that's big because the Hawks have had trouble catching the ball. A little slippery, little wet, but not bad because it hasn't rained here.
Poppy does wear the gloves, so maybe that's something. Is here we see another 11 guys in the box, no more than 6 yards off. Blow the whistle before boys get hurt here.
TJ tried to keep that and plunged ahead for. They're going to give him 3. Generous spot by the official, but not much room again for the Hawks. I think they're happy with 3 yards on first down.
Yeah, and I'd be a little more hungrier than that, down 13-0. As here you see, this is where I was saying blow the whistle, as these guys have TJ's leg just yanking on it.
Yeah, they were treating him like the wishbone.
So second down. EJ up under center. That time he hands it off to, oh, the ball's
He lost
out.
it. Sycamore's going to come up with that. Stripped out, none other than number 19, Jacob Tulame, again for Sycamore. He's been their defensive player of the game.
Here you see Cathman doesn't get it all the way into Eric's tummy.
No, I'm sorry, that was 52
ED going in there
for Sycamore that fell
like
on
he
that.
always does, and you know that's Cathman that's got to decide to either really shove it in there so Eric knows to keep going. He's running forward no matter what on that, right, Ken? So
yeah, it's Cathman's decision to stick it in his belly or not. And I don't want to say a miscommunication there, but definitely a missed execution. And there's a reverse.
Reverse, and there goes Ford down the right-hand side. He's got a lot of green until Van Hoser catches up with him, and they both go helicoptering out of the sidelines. But boy, just when the Hawks were starting to have something working, they were moving the chains. And here you see the reverse. And a lot of space there on the right-hand side. And this is, you know, Sycamore's keeping it very, you know, balanced. They're giving the Hawks different looks.
And I'm not convinced that Engel doesn't have the same amount of yards had he kept that.
Yeah.
But you're right, they are varying their play call a little bit. A little trickery there, not too tricky, but definitely a little something different. And
there you go,
Engel's
almost a
keep it
busted
again.
play there. Engel throws it down and still gets it off somehow.
What a catch.
And they're going to call that a catch? I don't think 32 knows that he has it.
That's Beck Brinkman, senior tight end.
Here we'll see Engel goes back, little pressure. He shakes away from it, though, and then throws the ball in.
Got it.
Yeah, that's a catch. That's a catch. He wasn't too for sure, but and that'll bring us to the end of the half as the Aviators are knocking on the door and still lead 13-0 at the end of 3. Well, we're back here at the Thunderhawks Stadium, the Hawks Nest, and right now the Aviators are giving it to Lakota East 13-0 as we approach the fourth quarter here, Ken. And Engel just eludes a sack and throws a ball down just inside the 5-yard line and sets the Aviators back up for first and goal from the 5-yard line.
Okay, see Coach Dave Koger there, defensive coach, trying to fire up his Hawks to make a stop here. No score in that quarter, 0-0 quarter, a quick quarter with lots of runs. And, I stand corrected. There more passing from the Hawks than we've seen in a while.
Yep.
But a quick quarter nonetheless.
Yeah.
Sycamore knocking on the door to the end zone, unfortunately.
And just after that punt, we never did get a read back from New York of whether or not that was a touchback or not. But nonetheless, the Hawks started the 2-yard line and started pushing the ball. And then, unfortunately, another turnover that gave Sycamore the ball. And as we were just saying, Engel passes down inside the 5. And now this time he takes it himself. And the Hawks have had no answer for him, as we're going to see right here. Nothing special. He's single back by himself and just goes straight forward. They bring in the big defensive end in there, 99, for extra blocking. What do you think they're going to do?
He was in there, and Jacob Douthit was in there as well, the linebacker who's made a lot of tackles. He was in there as the blocking back, just creating some space.
And there's going to be is
that
partially blocked? I think so. I think
blocked.
Van Hoser got in there and got a hand on that, and is going to be able to keep another point off the board, as we see here. Good snap, good hold, and yes, Caleb gets in there and gets a hand on that. He was close the last field goal. I thought he almost had it, but he definitely gets a hand on that ball, as you can see it going off to the right-hand side, and that's going to bring it to 19-0.
Yeah, the Hawks' extra point defense, special teams extra point defense, has been pretty good. That's what created the win for him against Coleraine.
Yeah.
7-6 victory with a blocked extra point there, as Coleraine scored with 3.5 minutes left in the game. I don't remember who got the tip there. It was Caleb or Charlie, but They blocked that extra point to preserve a 1-point victory at Coleraine. First time beating the Cardinals since 1999.
Yeah, and big game there, big win, but
I'm sure they'd trade that win for a playoff win here.
absolutely.
Don't win this game, your season's over, and now you're down 3 scores.
And really a big hole for the Hawks, who just have been struggling the last 2 weeks and all night tonight, moving the ball and getting into the end zone. And like you just said, 3 scores is a tall task, as the Sycamore defense not doing anything real special. Just I think the Hawks are a little predictable. That last series, as we were saying, they started finally moving the ball as they were mixing it up, throwing some passes in there. As the kickoff goes down to the 5-yard line, that looks like Rabin has it. He's going to come up to the right-hand side, found some space, and Nick
A good run back.
gets a good run back and a little bit extra exchange along the sidelines. As now we're seeing a little fire coming out of the Thunderhawks that I'd like to see coming out of the locker room.
Yeah, not many white jerseys in sight there. Rabin right up the right-hand side.
Here we go.
Fields the ball there and just runs. Good block there on 2 and 15 chasing from behind. But Sycamore not containing that kickoff like we've seen. And of course, they've kicked it short a couple times, but good field position for the Hawks. They're happy with that.
And they need it, because they're going to need every break they can find here in this 4th quarter to get them closer to the end zones and put this ball in, as there's a late substitution with Charlie Kindrich coming in as he goes out, turns, finds the ball, and gets hit and goes down. But I like it. It's a nice 5-6 yard pickup.
Yeah, that's all you're trying to get is a couple yards at a time. And if you're not getting it off tackle or off guard, throw the ball. Get the ball up in the air and let your players catch it and then fall forward. It's the same 5 yards that you were hoping for on a running play. So vary it up a little bit. Take Sycamore off guard. Charlie stays in. And see if the Hawks can move the ball. Need the law firm to chuck some Sycamore Aviators to the ground here. Get some pancakes.
TJ goes back into the backfield by himself, and he'll take off, giving a little bit of the Aviators their own medicine like Engel, and he just sets up, looks like he's going to be in a passing situation. Nobody back there in the shotgun, and there he goes. Sees a hole in the middle. There's this law firm, opens up a nice hole there. And there's a hit. There's possible face mask, the 5-yard variety that doesn't get called.
Those Aiden Saravel creating the block there, and it's what the Hawks haven't done too well today, but have done well in the season, and starting to move the ball. Sense of urgency here. Kathman to pass this time.
Lots of receivers. Throws it over to Kindrich this time, and he's going to get about 12 yards. And now Charlie's out there on the offense, and the things are starting to move as he's starting out in the wide receiver position. Ball thrown to him right there. Little low, but Charlie goes down and grabs it, and he's able to get a first down.
That's what we talked about, Dave, is your receivers have to make a catch. That wasn't the prettiest ball that we've seen from Kathman tonight. Charlie had to go down, but he looks it in and catches it before he runs, and enough for to move the chains.
So 2 wide, going to go deep to the back pylon. Little miscommunication there between TJ and Van Heuser.
Bobby thought he was interfered with on that, but believe both the defender and the receiver were looking at the ball there, so incidental contact.
I think somebody's helmet or something came off. I see 99 was told to go off the field by the officiating crew. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 10. Ball's on the 32-yard line. Got Kindrich wide right. Benny Powell coming in late too. I'm not understanding the personnel as TJ looks, doesn't see what he wants, goes forward. He's going to get enough for a first down, I think, as he lunges forward down towards the 20-yard line.
That's good for exactly 10, exactly what he needed, and nice, powerful run by TJ.
And that's kind of the TJ of old that we haven't seen yet.
First down, Thunderhawks.
Yeah, as you're saying, the late substitutions, it's almost like the Hawks aren't sure what package they want in the game, and their players aren't completely 100% focused being down 19, but if there's ever a time to focus, it's got to be right now. Ben Stowey back in the game at tight end. They haven't used him too much. Is that Stowey? No, that's 85.
85 goes in for Kendricks. Kendricks was told to leave the field too. I'm not too for sure by or what for what. And now TJ holds on to that one too and scampers forward on first down.
A lot of talk on the field apparently. A little jawing back and forth between these two competitive teams.
Never seen a referee though tell them to go to the sidelines. I mean, you either throw a flag or you let them play, but
like a pee-wee game.
Yeah. Now Kathman back there by himself. Van Hoser. Oh man, what's happening there? I thought he was faking that to him, and the Aviator defense read that well.
Yeah, they were not fooled. A little pitch out to Van Hooser and met by 4 Sycamore Aviators, led by number 19 again, Jacob Tuame.
He comes in motion and he hands it to him, and boy, 23's right there, and Caleb just doesn't have a chance to put a move on him. As now you got trips to the right, one's wide top left. Somebody back there, I think that was Eric Davis, as the ball's up and tipped. And I think the Aviators pulled that down.
Tip drill interception right off the hands of Charlie. Popped up in the air off the hands of an Aviator and then into 23's hands. Good block by Davis there, protecting his quarterback. Charlie has the ball both hands. 25 tips it. And then 23 diving behind the play, staying with the ball. Great concentration.
I'm just not understanding on that play. Again, you see 3 East Hawks in a row there. Charlie's just there, 3 yards behind him, another, and you bring all that defense together. That's why 5 defenders are there at one spot, because you got 3 receivers all within 5 yards of each other.
And Sycamore,
and that's
8 minutes left in the game. That's a tall order for the Hawks to come back here.
It's going to let a little air out of the tires there on that turnover, as now Sycamore takes a timeout on that change.
Yeah, they got to make sure that they have the right package in there. They don't want to turn over here deep in their own territory, but Hawks are going to need a turnover and some sort of break to take advantage of a short field here. And nothing has gone the Hawks' way, Dave.
No. You know, you mentioned some talking on the field, and that play previous, you know, Charlie was asked to leave, goes right back in. And you just wonder if the Hawks are completely focused, as they need to be, knowing they've been down this whole game, right? They haven't led at all. Still got the goose egg on the board.
Yeah, no momentum. All the momentum has gone to Sycamore, and they still dominate the time of possession. Hawks had a good series going to start the third that fell short, and then a turnover in their own end here on the miscue from Kathman to Davis.
And there we saw, you know, number 8 Engel just being a beast here against East, and being kind of a one-man wrecking crew, as he takes the ball in the shotgun, goes straight forward, and he's going to gain 4 or 5 yards, as we're starting to get a light drizzle out there, and that doesn't bode well at all for the Hawks.
No, not quite the rain that we saw last week against West, but definitely doesn't make it any easier if you're in a long passing situation for the Hawks, which they're going to have to be in their 2-minute drill next time they get the ball, next 2 or 3 times, if they have that many opportunities to get the ball.
Right.
Sycamore's I can't imagine that anyone else is going to touch the ball except for Engel.
They're going to have to hope that the defense gets a couple of those pick 6 like they had against Fairfield to get some points and some momentum going here, with the clock running at the 8-minute mark now left in this game, as Engel takes his time there, takes it in the pitch and just runs forward.
It's going to bring up a third and short, and why not just keep it in Engel's hand?
Yep.
The time is On Sycamore's side, they're not going to be any hurry.
Nope,
Use
they're
the
in
entire play clock.
absolutely no hurry to get to the line of scrimmage as the play clock's running down at the 13, 12, 11. They break huddle. Engel goes back. Now he does have Charles back there with him. As
Forward in motion. He's going to get it this time.
gives it to Charles. Takes a big hit, but it's hit forward.
Aerial Ford has enough for the first down. And we've seen that before. Ford comes in motion right across the inside of Engel. He hands it to him. Occasionally he'll hand it to him. Occasionally he'll keep it. That time he did give it to him.
Ford has it going. There's the hit right there by Benny Powell. And not a hit and wrap, but a hit that projected him forward. We talked about Eric Davis diving forward, right? And that gave him enough just to get to the marker and move the chains.
Time ticking down, 6.5 minutes left in this contest. Playoff action. Bad snap.
It's a bad snap that Charles gets. There's a nice hit and a tackle.
Fielded that ball like a shortstop.
Yeah. As the Hawks need to be doing everything, they need to be getting the ball back to the referee. That thing just rolls down. Charles grabs it. Yep.
Good communication by Charles and Engel there.
Yeah. Boy, that would have been what the doctor ordered for the Hawks, is a turnover right there deep in the Aviator territory. If they could have got back there and had a little, if Charles wouldn't have came up clean with that.
Still a 2-yard gain.
Yeah.
Sycamore using
As
full
you
30
said,
seconds on each.
nothing just rolling well for the Hawks. There's a busted play, and the Aviators get 2 yards out of it. As now Engel's back there. He hands it off to Charles. He's got some blockers on that side, and the Hawks get through, and they just got to get up quick, get the ball back to the referee, and get this thing moving.
Yeah, Coach Attila has a clear message for the Aviators there. Protect the ball, protect the ball, protect the ball. You see them running, both hands secure on the ball, and Hawks are trying to grope and strip at it, just can't get to it.
And that might have been the reason for that timeout when the turnover was deep in their end. Their back was against the goal line there, and maybe he just brought those boys over to say, look, guys, we're up 19-0. We just got to protect the ball. Don't do anything crazy. Keep possession. Because a punt is a good thing for the Aviators right now.
Hawks with a chance to force Sycamore to punt with a stop
as
here.
Engel takes off and trying to go forward. And there's a good push back by the Hawks. As Engel goes forward, but not for enough. And that's going to bring up 4th and about 4.
Jake Reisner doing a great job reading that, plugging up the inside hole.
There goes Engel, and almost gets caught from the backside, and then boom.
Buckheide
Engel.
and Reisner doing a great job defensively there.
Reisner, then the DBs come in, pushing backwards as Van Hoser comes in there.
Engel's their punter. Is there anything this kid can't do? Does he drive the bus home too?
Yeah. Something's getting changed here at the line of scrimmage, it seems like. As they go down to 1 second, they're going to call timeout.
Every second matters here in playoff action. They just let that play clock roll down, and smart play by coaching staff of Sycamore. Yep. Use all 25.
Brings it down to 3:54 left. And the Hawks need to get the ball and put it in 3 times. And that's just, something's got to break. They got to have a defensive score or a special team score here on this punt, and get some points on the board, get some momentum, get some drive. Just don't see a lot of energy right now in the Thunderhawks sideline.
And you see the Sycamore in the background of your screen there, waving the cell phones to Sweet Caroline, celebrating here. There they are. There's both student sections. There's the East with their cell phones, and you saw Sycamore with their cell phones out, shining the lights. It's a Neil Diamond.
So man goes in motion, and quick punt, and he gets it off to Rabin. He should have a chance to give a return on this as he's going forward, tries to break a tackle, and then I see a bunch of laundry coming in.
See so many penalties on special teams nowadays. I don't know, Dave, if it's going to get to the point where they stop kicking and punting and you just start with the ball somewhere, but it seems like a lot of illegal things happening, and that's going to be against the Hawks blocking the back.
Just not necessary at all right here at this time. As we see Rabin gets the ball here and try to pick up maybe where that happened is he makes a move here. And, oh, there it is, I think.
They're just trying to help his teammate out
I think
to
Charlie.
get a couple yards, but you can't do that. So Hawks are going to have to get down the field in a hurry. They're going to have to throw the ball. They're going to have to move it quickly, get out of bounds, and have a sense of urgency. You know,
Yep.
a lot of times in this situation, the Hawks got to make sure you have 2, 3, 4 plays called at a time, and hot plays, hot routes as they call them. But you're in your 2-minute drill. Got to get the ball down the field quickly.
Yeah, they would have had the ball close to midfield, and after the penalty, they're going to start on their own 37-yard line. As he's back there by himself. Fires one. Another interception. Oh, my. He just fired that right into the white shirt.
Yeah, that was
and the
directly
wheels
to
are falling off the
Sycamore.
bus here.
That's going to be Eugene Harney, who's had a good game, but right in his belly. I don't know who the intended receiver was.
I think it was Van Hoser, as see 31 sneaks in there off the sidelines. Again, personnel not, oh my goodness, that's just all 25 standing there the whole day.
He was intending for Caleb, but.
And I think 25 is also the one that broke up the play on the
Cole Hughes with some action for the
fourth,
Hawks.
on that 4th and 8 to Charlie Kindrich, right? Eugene Harry, the defensive back, 5'6", having a big game, playing 6'6" out there.
So you
today.
got inside handoff to Ford, who is forced out of bounds, so it stops the clock. Almost a moot point at this point.
Yep.
Don't want to sound too doom and gloom, but with Sycamore with the ball, 3:30 left in East Territory.
Yep, it doesn't look too good. And hats off to number 25. Like I said, he made a good play on Charlie on a 4th down pass play and ended that drive. And before this drive even gets started, he changes direction and puts the ball back into his offensive hands, up 19-0, like you said, with 3:32 left. And they're in at least field goal range already at the 14-yard line.
Yeah, they proved that they could put the ball through the uprights here.
As Charles now gets the ball, goes off the right-hand side. I see a lot of bodies and helmets flying still.
Kind of feel for the seniors here, Dave. I know this isn't the way they wanted their season end. Good season, good record for the Hawks. Things just didn't go their way today.
Yeah, started out so well. I mean, they were, what, 6-0? Or 6-1. They lost that first game, that non-league game to Moeller. But in conference play, they were undefeated. Things were looking really good. Got a little banged up. And you got to prepare for that early in the season. And get other folks in there. Get prepared for that. But, you know, we saw them struggle with Fairfield. And like I said, the tale of two halves over at West. And seems to have everybody back. Didn't look like Kindrich started on offense at the beginning of this game. But has seen a lot of play on the offensive side now in the second half. But still just no rhythm in the Hawks offense here tonight.
Yeah, I mean,
like
you know,
said,
Charlie's going to give it all for his teammates. He's a great teammate. We'll see him on Saturdays next year.
Absolutely.
We hope, at least on the sideline for a while and then playing in games. But, you know, he's a fantastic basketball player, and I know Coach Atkins is looking forward to having him on his squad and ready to see what he can do on the hard court.
Yep, go play for his school that he's always wanted to, the Purdue Boilermakers. And we'll shout out, too, we talked about the law firm down there.
They have a good law school in Michigan State, huh?
Yeah. Severfield there getting an offer from the Michigan State. And I know Ohio State's looking at him and a few others. So he's still got another year to play here on Friday night. And it'll be enjoyable to watch him and his other side of his law firm continue that next year. And Good luck to that young man, and the rest of the seniors. I think Van Hoser and is looking to maybe go to Indiana State.
Yep, I saw that offer.
And not too for sure if any of the other seniors like TJ are going to get something here. But like you said, not the way you really want to go out. That's a rough night and a rough end of the last 3 games here as the Hawks get in there and wrap up Engel there.
We're going to see a 3rd field goal here in a high school game. That'd be kind of unheard of at this level. But
there we see Green bust through there from the corner. Nobody's covering him. And
good tackle from behind.
Great tackle. And that's what they needed to start doing much earlier in this half to shut Engel down.
We are going to see a field goal. Have you ever seen 3 field goals in a high school game?
Not too often, especially on a night like tonight. So the Aviators are going to line up for a 31-yard field goal from the 21-yard line and see if this can be possible. As Caleb got in there on that PAT, and they don't really challenge this one.
A little short.
And a little short there is something just didn't seem right there with that kick, as it didn't get very much height or distance, and the Hawks will take it over there at the 21-yard line, but with only 2:08 left in the game and 3 scores. Something magical is going to have to happen to
we'll
pull this one off.
See who the Hawks send out. I would imagine it'll be their first offense, but some teams would put in some subs here.
Yeah,
I don't know. You don't want to give up on a playoff match. I take that back.
But at some point, you have to come to reality that, you know, this might be the last game for some of these kids who don't get an opportunity to play very often. Last high school game, and, you know, 2:08. Sometimes you just got to face reality and say, hey, just didn't roll our way, and the Aviators came and beat us, and there's a throw out to Benny Powell in the flat. He should need to get out of bounds as he'll get enough for the first down, and that'll stop the clock momentarily.
Yeah, it just stops it until the ball's set. He definitely had an opportunity to step out of bounds. We're going to see this again. It's more important to get out of bounds and get the extra 3 or 4 yards at this point. But
I'm definitely with you on that, as he had a chance, as now we throw it over to the flat to the other side. Rabin, as he tries to stretch it out and get out of bounds, and he did after a short gain. So
yeah, that's the execution you want to see. You want to see the quick strike, not hold the ball too long, get it out to the flat, get out of bounds. Next play, get it out to the flat, get out of bounds. 31, Cole Hughes, senior, into the game here for the Hawks. You saw him in the game earlier. Haven't seen him too much this year.
nope.
Again, like you said, getting that senior in, who's obviously dedicated himself to the program, give him a shot here.
There he comes in, makes a block there. TJ's got it. He's going to pull it down. Some more hankies on the ground as TJ makes one miss and drags.
I think they're going to get the Hawks for a hold.
Yep. And after a 18-yard scamper, which would have set the Hawks up well on this side of the field, it's going to go the opposite direction.
I want to give one more thanks to our viewership, Dave. Hawks Nation out there. Our visiting team from Sycamore, if you're tuning in. YouTube TV, Westchester Cable, allowing us to have this game. A new thing this year, being able to live stream, and gives a lot of parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles from out of town the ability to watch. And we thank you all for tuning in and being with us on these broadcasts that we've been able to bring.
Absolutely. We'll thank the guys that are down in the truck, giving you guys the replays, and all the cameramen out here in a not so pleasant night, giving you these angles and these shots and replays. So hats off to all you online, and definitely to our crew, giving us the shots here, not only for us but for you all at home. So appreciate all the cameramen for through the whole season. You guys have been great. We appreciate it. So now less than a minute as the Hawks line up here on 3rd and 11 as TJ goes back, stretching the field, throws a big one down the right-hand side, and nothing going there as he was looking for Van Hoser, And I don't think any of these referees are going to throw anything now at this point.
No, double coverage and good coverage. There wasn't too much contact on the field. And like you said, you're in a 3-score game. Whole team down the field, and
Yep.
Hawks trying
Everybody
to
was going long there. Nobody ran a 15 or an 18-yard route there on 3rd and 11.
No, that's like the old playground call when you're in the huddle and everyone takes their rock. It says,
Yeah.
you go deep, you go deep, you go deep, and I'll try and find you down the field. 4th and 11, one more offensive play for the Hawks on the season, unless they get the first down. And been a pleasure bringing you these games, Hawks Nation. I've enjoyed it.
Absolutely, Ken. It's been a pleasure being in the booth with you all season as the East calls timeout. And I think Coach Haynes is going to empty out the bench here of all those other seniors that are left.
Yep, get them one snap here. See 40 coming in. Don't know who that is. He's not on our roster. Never realized Cole Hughes, how small he is compared to the law firm there.
Yeah.
He's probably not that small. The law firm's just pretty big. He's as big as Rabin.
So
61 in the game, Patrick Slomba, senior offensive lineman. See who else we can give props to on the field.
as now the Aviators are all spread out, 20 yards deep are their safeties. And he tries to throw one, but he gets it behind Rabin as he was curling underneath. And the Hawks will turn that over on downs, and I would imagine you're going to see the victory formation here one time. And the
Eagles going to come in, take a knee once or twice, and then that'll be it.
Yeah, I think he's only going to have to do it one time with 32 seconds left on the clock here.
So Hawks, congratulations on a 5 seed here in the Region 4 playoffs.
Yep.
We wish the Aviators good luck as they face their next opponent. And this is going to...
As Ingle came in and did his thing on the Hawks. See, Fairfield's winning 28-14 on Mason. Colerain's down a point against Elder, 26-27. Princeton's up. So a little quick look around the GMC as the clock's running down after the Aviators take a knee. And Ken, been a pleasure all season.
Absolutely, Dave. Great working with you.
Absolutely. We look forward to next year, as that'll be it for your Lakota East Thunderhawks 0, Sycamore Aviators 19. That's all. Good night from Lakota East High School.